Hi everyone on YouTube. This is Na again, making another one of my live Come Alive YouTube stream. It is now 11:28 a.m. on a Friday. My phone is charging, so let me go get it. Alrighty. It is now 10:28 a.m. on a Friday, October the 15th. So yes, thank God it's Friday. Thank God for every day and everything good in your life, right? But unfortunately, there are bad things in life, and we need to be aware of what those things are and expose them. So, as you guys know, there's a concept in Christianity, right? Name it and claim it, right? Name it and claim it. Whatever you want in life, whatever you pray for, right? Just name it and claim it and ask for it in Jesus' name. It's all in the name, folks. It's all in the name. All right? So I'll tell you what's happening today in relationship to everything else. And I will try to make some sense out of things that don't make any sense whatsoever. All right? So today, I am having an issue with my FAFSA. That's financial aid. And they are saying that, let's see here. We've had to send 5 messages back and forth to me in financial aid, right? Because they're saying admissions and records show your name is last name HOANG, first name TRANG, THIEN-NGA, T as the middle initial, all right? But FAFSA shows THIEN-NGA, T HOANG, right? And why is there a discrepancy? Because the name, all right, is so full of bullshit that it confuses pretty much everything and all my paperwork. And after 9/11, right, they're very strict on names, and that all of your names have to be exactly the same on your birth certificate, right, U.S. certificate, Social Security, driver's license, or state ID, right? And then everything else, of course, it can be shortened or abbreviated, right? So that's what's going on, right? I can't access financial aid or lift my default or move forward because of this name, all right? So we're going to talk about names, right? And what they mean, all right? But let's give some backgrounds of names in general, right? So as you can see, this name is an issue, a big one. Right? So, a little background. I will post a video about China, right, making fake driver's license, and how there is a big organization, not just driver's license, but fake passports, all the major documents, Social Security. And what does that mean, right? Well, I think I've taught in my previous videos that to access anything in the United States, you pretty much need those documents. So that's why everybody wants it, and that's why everybody fakes it, right? Essentially. And what are the issues with that? Right? As you will hear in some of the links on YouTube, that when law enforcement pulls somebody over with a fake driver's license, fake ID. So usually to indict somebody with a crime, you have to put down their name and their information. But what if, let's say I'm a criminal and I took your name, right? You hear about that, identity theft by unknown losers in life, steal people identities and everything else. And they go commit a crime. And it's usually financial related, financial and property crimes, hand in hand, right? They're not going after your money. They're going after your house, your cars, or something that you have. Right? So I want all of it, and I get caught, but I'm using your name, right? You hear about that. So what does that mean? That means you get to be in trouble for what I did, right? It's all in the name, and it's a fucked up situation because you don't know what's fake and what's real and what's really going on. So I'm going to break down a lot about that. And a long link an organization that is involved in bigger of that. You're talking fake passports, fake Social Security number, right? Than just driver's license, right? And what are the implications of that? Well, I could tell you there's a lot more implications than that than meets the eye, right? Because usually when somebody commits a crime and they get away with it, it leads to the next crime and a bigger crimes. And specifically 9/11, the hijackers of 9/11, they entered the United States using fake passports. That's how it was all started, right? So let's pull up a case of Priscilla Chan and the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. I find it very interesting that she doesn't call herself Priscilla Zuckerberg, right? All right, so let's pull up this bitch here. If you haven't known about her, you will now, right? Because I'm going to make it known who and what she is, right? So let's look at a little bit about Wikipedia about her. And she calls herself Catherine Q. So you're probably wondering, where does a Vietnamese person get a name like Catherine, right? Probably because, the French, right? Or whatever. But you have to know a little bit of history about that. The French invaded Vietnam, and believe it or not, there are a lot of stupid Vietnamese people that, tried to be French, right? Speak French. They think they're French, and they have this air, right? They're whatever, mixed French, and they're better. But actually, the French invaded Vietnam, and they put the Vietnamese people into slavery. And there's actually pictures on Google where the French beheaded the Vietnamese. So all you Vietnamese people out there who tried to be all French and stuff with your half-assed fake French names and stuff, keep in mind what the French really thinks about the Vietnamese, right? Before you make a fool out of yourself. So Catherine Q. Becker was born in 1962 or 1963. And you notice with a lot of these kind of individuals, you don't really know, right? Like Heidi Liddell, right? Google says they don't really know about her family, right? Yet I knew, right? So there's discrepancy there. Also known as Catherine Q. Becker, all right? No longer, because Becker divorced her ass, right? She is American, all right? How I see it, no, you're not. No, you're not. She is an American woman. No, you're not. Okay, somebody who has done what she did, she's not American or a woman, all right? Who was convicted of torture and aggravated mayhem in 2013 for mutilating her husband, genitalia. Okay? No longer, he divorced her ass. The couple had been in the process of getting a divorce, but had continued to share their condominium. All right? During the trial, the prosecution argued that Q assaulted her husband because he had reestablished a relationship with his ex-girlfriend, right? So she decided to sever his dick because he wanted to get back together with his ex. Makes absolutely no sense, right? And then she's gonna go and boo-hoo and cry about how she's Vietnamese and shit, right? The courts isn't by it. So we'll break all that down. Let's see here. The defense argued, right? Keep in mind, people who defend people like her, they will lie and defend monsters, right? Just whatever. There's good attorneys and there are bad attorneys. So they can argue all they want, right? The defense argued it was because of sexual and emotional abuse, right? Now, let me stop there, okay? First, right, the claim, right, let's draw it out, like in courts, right? The claim was that he wanted to reestablish a relationship with his ex, right? Now her defense attorney is saying, oh, there's sexual and emotional abuse. So which is it? Was it because he just simply wanted to reestablish a relationship? Right? Makes absolutely no sense. As far as I'm concerned right now, it's like sex. This defense argument really doesn't have a leg to stand on at this point. But, the courts have to let them, let's hear them out. So I'm going to break down the case even more, right? Because everything I'm learning so far, I've been taught to do that. So her defense attorney is claiming is sexual and emotional. sexual and emotional. All right. And in general, she's claiming, or the situation, their claims, and actually the case is different, right? This is their claims, sexual, emotional. Those are the claims. And the case was that she severed his penis because he wanted to reconnect with his ex, right? So I'll put severed penis over a divorce, right? Because he wants to reconnect with his ex. See, to me, that makes absolutely no sense, because if, right, he wanted to reconnect with his ex, right? I'm pretty sure at the time he has absolutely no feelings for her, which in the end of the case, he said that. He said, I wish I never see her again. And I'm pretty sure at that time, he probably didn't want to have sex with her. Makes absolutely no sense, right? So let's go on to saying, you'll hear a little bit of noise distraction in the background as usual. So here we're going to go on to break down even more of Catherine Q and blast, her ass for everybody to hear and know about, just like the noise competition when I do my live stream. So Catherine Q was born 1962, 1963, age of 58 to 59. They don't really know. See, that's, you notice with these kind of individuals, we don't really know. And, but it's pretty transparent. We clearly know what they're after, right? Her other name is Catherine Q. Becker. Fake. She's no longer a Becker, and I'm pretty sure she's not really Catherine. She probably has some, Vietnamese name, right? Criminal status, she's still in prison till this day, denied probations. So that's what I think. Great. Keep her in there. Her spouse name is Glenn, right? So Glenn Becker. Her convictions are torture, aggravated mayhem, okay? Criminal charges, false imprisonment, assault with a deadly weapon. She used a knife, right? About this long. Aggravated mayhem, poisoning. Administering a drug with an intent to commit a felony. Spousal abuse, right? So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And a minus, minus aggravated mayhem, and that's like 5, okay, going against her. Or 6 plus torture, right? Penalty, 7 years to life. Eligible for parole in 7 years. Just let you guys know she's been denied. Victims, 1. Date of the case, July 11th, year 2011. Injured, 1. Date apprehended, 2011. Imprisoned, 2013. Overview, okay? Q was accused of drugging her husband, cutting off his penis with a 10-inch, like this, minus 2 inch of feet, okay? That doesn't sound like somebody who's being abused, but getting ready to seriously abuse somebody, right? So you already see through her bullshit, her Vietnamese bullshit. With a 10-inch knife. How I know? Because I've had Vietnamese people here try to pull out a knife on me. That's how I know. But it's they could do that, right? Hide from the courts and do that, but not in court. It's a different story. With a 10-inch kitchen knife and putting it in a garbage disposal, okay, to prevent reattachment. right? So let's break that down. She not only severed his penis, she put it in a garbage disposal. That would be down the food blender, in the sink, garbage disposal. And for the most part, she wanted it to prevent it from being reattached, which was the case. But this idiot here, this Vietnamese idiot bitch here, like most of them are, she doesn't realize that when she severs the penis, there is a lot of blood, right? So it's beyond that. It is premeditated murder. So how I see it, she should be put on death row. And she's not that dumb, because in the midst of it, she decided to pick up the phone and call Garden Grove police, right? To avoid him actually dying, where they would, fry her brains in the electric chair or put her in a shooting range or lethal injection. So these Vietnamese bitches are not that dumb. They could play that, they can't speak English, they're dumb, and illiterate, and refugees and this kind. They're not. So it says here that Q called the police after the incident, right? And according to some YouTube videos, I will show you, she yelled 3 times, "You deserve it, you deserve it, you deserve it," right? So nowhere did you hear that she was emotionally abused. It's like she's abusing him, right? Liars, total liars, just like their name. When they arrive, that's Garden Grove Police Department, because there's a lot of Vietnamese idiots and their little Saigon. They think they're taking over, right? When they arrived, her husband was in bed bleeding and tied down. And guess what? This is not the first time Asian idiots have done this. There was another case on Facebook, and Facebook is sick enough to allow posts like that, where another Vietnamese bitch in Vietnam did that. She tied down a dog, though, a baby dog that was teething, and her crazy alibi was that the dog was teething and bit, some of her shoes or whatever crack. So she did the same thing. She tied the dog down to a pole and severed his paws, right? And guess what? All it did was that Asians already hated, and now it's to the point where people want to beat the crap out of Asians, right? And the whole situation around the coronavirus and conspiracy with China doesn't make it any better, for good reasons, right? So here, he had an emergency surgery at UCI Irvine Medical Center and was released, but did not have his penis reattached. And according to his statement, he said that he felt as if she killed him, okay? Even though he was still alive, right? Because the stupid shit, Asian bitches like that, to me, they are like dead already. They're pathetic, and anybody, they're jealous of other people's lives, right? And they're gonna do everything to ruin that. I know, right? Because unfortunately, I'm subjected to be around a lot of them. He is able to urinate, but unable to have sexual intercourse. So there's a lot of YouTubes about this bitch on YouTube. And I said the same thing about her. I said, well, the good thing is that while she's in jail, she can't have sex, right? Unless, you have somebody, girls, that force themselves on her. Let's see here. He stated at the trial that as a result of the assault and permanent injury to his genitalia, he felt as if he's been murdered, right? So guess what? People like that, I feel like they're already dead already in my eyes. How's that? The responding police had not determined a clear motive for Q's action. Let me tell you what it is. Vietnamese. All right? They try to pull that shit, and it might fly in Vietnam, but here, this case is a classic example that you're not going to pull that in the United States and get away with it before the courts. But Q's husband filed for divorce in May 2011, and the couple remained together in the Garden Grove home. Because sorry ass bitch, according to the husband, she didn't have anywhere to fucking go. And that's the case when you have, people who are, wrong place, wrong time, they will do wrong stuff. There you go. And that's why, we people are very, they need to be very discreet in terms of immigration to the United States. Like, why do you want to be here? To pull shit like this? Don't think so. Then it went on to say the responding and the couple remained. KTLA reported that they were married December 29, 2009, and had been married for 16 months. Poor guy. Q was charged with false imprisonment, assault with a deadly weapon, that would be a 10-inch knife, aggravated mayhem, poisoning, administering this drug with an intent, all right, to commit a felony, and spousal abuse. She was held in Orange County, California jail, good, on $1 million bail. Guess what? I bet you there's not much nail shops that can come up with that money, right? Trial. The case went to trial April 2013, and Q was indicted of torture and aggravated mayhem. So her bullshit with her attorneys didn't fly, right? Before the jury and the courts and the judge. Me and everybody, right? Here and around the world. We need to blast this Vietnamese bitch ass all over the sidewalk. She pleaded not guilty. Despite everything the court's finding, she said, I am not guilty of doing this. Talk about fucking insane. During the trial, the prosecution alleged that Q committed the crime because her husband had re-established a relationship with a girlfriend and filed for a divorce. So she basically proved her insanity. So she basically decided to sever his penis because he wanted to reconnect a relationship, right? Makes absolutely no sense. She proved, right, her insanity right there. And it went on to say Frank Bitter, her public defender, argued that Q had been subjected to sexual and verbal abuse. Now, the reason why she lost the case, because while this whole entire crime transpired, there was no verbal abuse, right? And actually, there is evidence that she yelled 3 times, you deserve it, you deserve it, you deserve it, right? There was nowhere in the crime, I'm pretty sure, him being tied down, that she wanted to have sex with him in the midst of this. They're liars, right? They're liars, just like their names. During her childhood, here we go, boo-hoo-hoo. During her childhood in Vietnam, oh my God, Q had been subjected to molestation and other abuse. Therefore, she continued to be stupid and chose to commit crimes here in the United States, right? More proof she's crazy and full of shit. All right. So, I was going to say I could say that because I'm Asian, right? And I know they like to, antagonize me using that Asian Vietnamese shit. So, I can give it back to them. That's not really racist, right? Because I'm from Asia, right? And I'm firing back. So here it says, boohoo, right? Her childhood, like who the fuck cares about her childhood? She's been subjected to molestation and other abuse, so therefore she should know better, right? So it proves she's full of shit, right? Bitter stated that Q's husband demanded sex in ways that caused her pain. Really? Throughout this whole scenario, I do not see that one bit. And neither does the courts, neither does the jury, neither does the judge, neither does anybody in Orange County, United States, or anywhere in the world. And that his client had a break from reality. Now that's the case. Because when you're crazy and fucking insane, like the Vietnamese, yeah, you can say that's a break from reality. I think they forget that they're not controlled. They don't have control of the laws here in this country, right? I think most Vietnamese forget they're in the United States of America. You don't get away to do whatever you fucking want because you're goddamn Vietnamese, right? So went on to say, but a lot of them are like that. Let's see here. And then it went on to say a voice-activated recorder captured the event on July 11th. And the audio recording was played in the courtroom. Q yelled 3 times, "You deserve it," before assaulting her husband. Now, this voice audio recording, I don't know if the bitch, recorded that, or her husband, or the neighbors. But a good thing is that it was recorded, right? And that's one thing you could do with crazy individuals, because think of crazy individuals, they are crazy. They're outside the circle, right? But when you include them within the circle, all of a sudden they're chicken shit, right? It's easy to stand apart from everybody else and be crazy, and then to be crazy with everybody and get like totally, right? The crowd's gonna gang up on you. Deputy District Attorney John Crystal told reporter, now this is defense for Glenn, the woman went to extreme lengths, right? Instead of getting a fucking job and going to school and actually getting her own like place to live, she went and spent a lot of time pulling the shit. This woman went to extreme lengths to destroy this man's manhood, right? And him just being an American, placing in the garbage disposal. She did this out of vengeance, vanity, and jealousy. I call it Vietnamese. Okay? She was found guilty on April 29th, 2013 of both torture and aggravated mayhem. She was sentenced on June 28th, 2003 and received life in prison with the possibility of parole after 7 years. And as of current, she is denied. That's great. As of August 2021, she has not been granted parole and is imprisoned at the Central California Women's Facility. That's awesome. Discussion on the talk. All right. Sharon Osbourne and other co-hosts joked. There's nothing funny about this, all right? About the incident and made light of Q's crime on the day. You know what I call people who associates and tries to kiss ass with Asians and Vietnamese people? I call them ass wipes. Okay, ass wipes. In my family and my relatives, there's a lot of ass wipes. Right? They think they're all special and shit because they support the Asians and the Vietnamese and the crap they pull, you know. So here it says joked about the incident and made light of Q's crimes on the daytime television show The Talk. Recording the incident, Osbourne said, "I don't know the circumstances," right? So she shouldn't be talking. However, I do think it's quite fabulous. Yeah, well, unless somebody cut off her sexual organs, right? Co-host Sarah Gilbert said, "It is a little bit sexist. If somebody cuts a woman's breast off, no one would be sitting laughing." Whatever. They're just, right? They're not the court, so we don't care what they have to say. And then see also Bertha, I guess other related cases, Bertha Boronda, Bridget Harris case, emasculation, Francine Hughes and the burning bed, Lynn and Z case, penectomy, penis removal, penis transplantation, and Sadie Abedi. Notes. A. The husband's name only given in court document as Glenn was not otherwise reported. B. Initially, the couple was reported to have been married 11 and a half years. I feel fucking sorry for him. C. In July 2011, she was reported by the International Business Times to be 48 and her victim 51. KTLA reported in 2013 that the wife and husband were 50 and 60, respectively. So there you go again. You're not really clear of what's going on, but who cares? Who cares, right? A crime's been committed, and right, that's for sure we know. As to who the hell she is or who she wants to claim she is. Huffington Post also reported that Q's husband was 60 of age in 2013. References: Lloyd Jonathan, woman receives life prison sentence for cutting ex-husband's penis. NBC Southern California, retrieved January 12, 2018. Right? I'm not the only one blasting her sorry Vietnamese ass all over the place. They are too. Nadine Danino, July 13, 2011. Woman cuts off husband's penis, grinds it in a garbage disposal. International Business Time. 3. Trial begins for women accused of cutting off her husband's penis. April 17, 2013. Retrieved June 22nd, 2013. 4. California man describes the night wife cuts off his penis. AP WorldStream access via High Beam Research. Press Associated Corporate, April 18, 2013. Archived from the original on June 10th, 2014. Retrieved June 22nd, 2013. 5. Gillian Fluckus, April 29, 2013. Catherine Q, guilty. Jury convicts women accused of severing husband's penis. Huffington Post, retrieved June 22nd, 2013. 6. Catherine Q found guilty of cutting off husband's penis. Southern California women convicted of torture Aggravated Mayhem International Business, April 29th, 2013. Retrieved June 22nd, 2013. 7. Catherine Q. sentenced to life in prison for amputating husband's penis. HuffingtonPost.com, June 28, 2013. Retrieved 2013 0803. 8. California Department of Corrections. Oh, lo behold, that's the agency that I plan to work for. And my Department of Rehabilitation, is paying for me to do probations in. So all you Vietnamese bitches out there who plans on doing this, get to know me. Get to know me. I'll be there waiting for you at the end of the rainbow. Let's see here. California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, inmate locator, retrieved January 18th, 2021. That's this year, folks. She was denied probation. Her ass is still sitting in jail, locked up like an animal that she is. 9. Kevin Myers. Different rules now apply for heterosexual men, both in California and here in Ireland. Irish Independent, July 29th, 2011. Retrieved June 22nd, 2013. And 10. The Talk. Ladies Under Fire for laughing at the Catherine Q story video. The Washington Post, July 18, 2009. Retrieved June 22nd, 2013. External links. The Talk episode discussed the Catherine Q case on YouTube, which I will post some YouTube videos for her so you guys can freely hate Asians. All right? And guess what? If Mark Zuckerberg, lovely little FOB, fresh off the boat, Vietnamese, Chinese wife, right? And Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like that, too bad. Too bad. That's the case, right? Right? People don't like you. People don't like you. Right? Too bad. Too bad. All right. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And see how many minutes? 43 minutes. So as you can see, I told you guys that this has been done to Glenn, right? Not only to Glenn, Asian people have done it to animals. The situation on Facebook, that's not an isolated situation. All right, they do it all the time, especially when they go and eat dogs and cats and stuff. It's brutal, right? So people have every right to have a brutal view of Asians and Vietnamese. They have every fucking right? Who the hell is fucking Priscilla Chan anyways, right? And, her face on some videos, she's all like, is my husband, Mark Zuckerberg, is going to run for president? I could tell you if he did, it's not going to be very promising. Let's just put it that way. So that's what I wanted to say. All right. And as far as Facebook is concerned, right? Now, I did a hate speech on Asians, specific to the Vietnamese. All right? And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So anyways, I'll tell you my name, right? These Vietnamese idiots, my name doesn't even have any Vietnamese connotation to it. So I'll put up "nó," right? So here, the russet, right? Or, like you study your genealogy or the meaning of your name, and you might, you might be surprised your true identity. When I discovered this, it's kind of like having a swab and knowing your, right, your DNA, your race, things about you you're not sure of. When I Googled this, I loved it because my name has nothing to do with the fucking Vietnamese, right? Right? You notice they kind of think everything's about them. So my name here, if you look at it, it says freebase Na NGA is among the Nenets peoples of Siberia, and Na was actually the god of death, as well as the two demirages or supreme gods. All right, and it goes on to saying, according to one story, the world threatened to collapse on itself. To try to halt this cataclysm, a shaman sought an advice of the other demirage, Num. Num. The shaman was advised to travel below the earth to Na's domain and call upon him. The shaman did as told and was wed with Na's daughter. All right. After that point, he began to support the world in his hand and became known as the Old Man of the Earth. In another myth, Num and Na created the world, collaborating and also competing with each other. The myth is an example of dualistic cosmology. All right, so here I'm going to pull up other things about Na. And here,
so you're gonna unplug
they
everything?
said Na Wiccatinary. So sorry about the noise in the background, folks. So Na here, the proper noun is Russian, right? Is synonym Russian Federation and Soviet Union, Soviet, Moscow. So yeah, nothing on here is about Vietnamese, right? And here's some more stuff here. It means, if you look at this here, it means a native or inhabitant of Russia, the Slavic language that is the official language of Russia, of or pertaining to characteristics of Russia and its people or culture or language, right? Nothing about the fucking Vietnamese. And it goes on to saying, and here are, like, I think some Russian writing, right? And just to let you guys know, the Slavic language of Russia, which is what my name breaks down to, is second to English, right? And it goes on to saying here, so more Russian writings. So as the more you dive into my name, it's all about Russia, not about Vietnam or the fucking Vietnamese. And then it goes on to saying here, so it goes on to saying here, other things my name means is star. So if you look at the Russian right flag, right? If you look at the flag of Russia, it has a star in it. So we'll pull up the Russian flag.
Your two pieces out of the chair.
So here are some images of the Russian flag. And this is the, there's a star, you see? Star, my name is actually broken down to either star or moon, right? So if you look at this, there's a star, and that hammer looks like a moon. Other things my name means is Tsar, as in the Tsar of Russia. So you could say Na, Tsar, right? And then it'll say category. Or what a Tsar is, all right? Here it is. I pulled up Na means Russian. So what does Tsar, right? And actually Tsar, if you look at the way it's spelled, T-S-A-R, is very similar to my nickname, which is Star, right? I want nothing to do with the name that they gave me. So here, what does Tsar mean, right? So this is what Tsar means. It's a male monarch or emperor, especially of Russia prior to 1917, all right? And of some South Slavic kingdom. Believed to come from Tsar, a person with great power, and autocrat. Okay, so if you don't know what autocrat means, it means somebody with unlimited power, all right? So it says Tsar is a title used to designate European Slavic monarchs or supreme rulers. As a system of government, the Tsardom of Russia and Russian Empire is known as Tsarist autocracy or unlimited power or Tsarism. The term is derived from the Latin word Caesar, which was intended to mean emperor in the European medieval sense of the term. So you can see here, it has nothing to do with the fucking Vietnamese, but they think they are. A ruler with the same rank as a Roman emperor holding his approval or another emperor or a supreme ecclesiastical official, but was usually considered by Western Europeans to be equivalent to a king or become a royal or imperial rank. Occasionally, the word could not be used to designate other secular supreme rulers. In Russia and Bulgaria, the imperial connotation of the term was blurred with the medieval time due to medieval translation of the Bible and by the 19th century. It has come to be viewed as an equivalent of king, Tsar, of the supreme, of the official title of the supreme and great rulers of the following states. First, Bulgarian Empire in 1913 and 913, 1018, Second Bulgarian Empire in 1185 to 1422, and Siberian Empire, that's Siberia, in 1346 and 1371. Okay? Tsar, S-T-S-A-R, or my nickname, right? S-T-A-R. So you go look into more and more about this. It has nothing to do with the fucking Vietnamese. Here, in this article, it says it under about Tsar, it says it must include Na. See it? Right there? Must include Na, NGA right there, where I'm going like this. So I'll pull up that article as the last one and save it. Hear what it says. You'll hear nothing about the fucking Vietnamese or this crazy bitch, Catherine Quebecer, or whoever the hell she wants to claim herself to be. Some unknown now locked up in jail for the rest of her life. Tsar is a Russian word for ruler or emperor. The kinds of czars are long gone, but still use the word to describe people in charge of something important. Up until the early 20th century, the ruler in Russia was a man called Tsar who had total power, like an emperor or dictator. In English, Tsar has hung around as a word for anyone in charge of anything. If you run a book club, you might jokingly call yourself a book czar. In the U.S., government, people in charge of large departments are often called czars, like the housing czars or labor czars. All right. So definition of czar, a male monarch or emperor, especially of Russia prior to 1913, right? Synonym, STSAR, or here's another one that's interesting, TZAR. Okay, so as you can see, when you, the name, right? What did the Tsar have power in Imperial Russia, in pre-revolutionary France, right? In dynastic China, sorry about the noise on the background, in the colonies of Great Britain, all right? So, the Tsar, beat those other places, right? Now, I want to show you about the russet, or the root of names, right? Then you really know where you really come from. But what I did was I checked up, how do you say star in Russian? Is Zayeda, all right? Or Zayed. Russian, Zayeda. So this is another word meaning star. How to say star in Russian? Zvezda, all right? Z-V-E-Z, Zvezda, all right? And they're, I'm going to put the fucking Vietnamese. I'm going to really blow the roof off of things. If you look at the word star here, you see star? You can't really see it unless I put it really, really, well, you can't see it. But it's underneath it. See there's two dots above the A? Okay. There's no fucking like rooftop like the Vietnamese Asian hats like is above my goddamn name. Right? So get educated and you might, might blow your mind about a few things. So and then they've got really beautiful pictures underneath it about stars, right? Everything about the stars underneath it. And guess what? That's my nickname. So, in terms of names, right? And naming it and claiming it, why people fake their names, right? Well, if my name in any way means the god of death, right? You Vietnamese just go ahead and keep on thinking, attaching your name to mine. Because death is coming for you. Not in control of life. So as you see, this is a common theme where you get a bunch of idiots, right, that think they're in control of life or have control over other people's life, essentially. So this bitch, Catherine Q. Becker, essentially that's what she did. But you see, that dumb bitch, what she doesn't realize is he might not be able to have sex, but someday he's going to find somebody unlike you Asian fucking Vietnamese bitches. And I'll just leave it there. Because it hurts. It hurts, right? It hurts more than what you did to him.